To live, to lead, to love. When you live your life by living for your community, leading with the initiative of purpose and passion, and unconditionally loving every aspect of it, you are the definition of building a legacy. A legacy is a lasting impact on the world. It's a gift that is passed down through generations. Living a legacy exemplifies living for the greater good, leading with unconditional love and loving with the intent to understand that you can make a difference. Leaving a legacy means dreaming big and changing the world for the better. I love this quote. What you do is your history. What you set in motion is your legacy. I was heartbroken when I received the news of Mrs. Lois Carson's passing on July 14th of 2021. Mrs. Carson set the bar for a lifetime of service extremely high. She was committed to always do more, right up until her 90th birthday, July 3rd of 2021. Mrs. Carson was a woman who led with love and intention. She was intentional about our youth, our communities, in addition to social economics and politics. She was a woman who was committed to the cause and the community. She founded the San Bernardino County Status of Women Commission, the Inland Empire section of the National Council of Negro Women, the Ladies Auxiliary of the Knights of Peter Claver, and Black Future Leaders. She was about purpose and passion. I was honored to have her as a mentor, honored to be in her presence and listen to the wisdom that she provided, and extremely honored to be able to interview her back in 2018, which I believe this may have been the last published interview. Let's take a listen to what creating a legacy exudes. This was me interviewing Mrs. Carson back in 2018 for the NCNW 50th anniversary.
Yes, it was a beautiful day in November, I think, of 1967, when we met with a woman from the National Board of the National Council of Negro Women, who came out to talk to us about the organization and to see if we would be interested in starting a section out this way. We were very excited about the idea of being a part of something national, something that had been founded by Mrs. Bethune, a person we'd all heard of, but had no idea she had done this too. And she talked about the organization, and we agreed that this was something we'd like to have. And we set about to recruit the 50 members required in order to receive your charter. And it took us about a year to do that. And we were very fortunate in that we received our charter in Los Angeles at one of the two conventions that weren't held in Washington, D.C. The theme of NCNW is unity, commitment, unity, and self-reliance. And that vision that she had was of women working together. And when she called that organizing meeting at the Harlem branch of the YWCA on December 5th, 1935, 18 organizations, black women's organizations, showed up, in addition to Mrs. Roosevelt, the wife of the president. And at that time, she said to them, we need to form a council because individually we have no power. But she used the analogy of the fingers in the fist. If I touch you with one finger, you may not know you've been touched, or two, or three. But if I roll my fingers up into a fist, together we can strike a mighty blow. We've been pretty good about having younger leadership, but we're talking about the 20s and the 30s. We are remiss in that regard, and we need to come up with a strategy to bring them in. And we have to let them speak to us from this day and age. When we speak to them, we're speaking from the past. Yes. We need them speaking to us from this day and age, and even the future, because they are the future. And I think that we will succeed if we do that.
You know, that's really important that we have to understand where we've been and where we've come from. But if we allow ourselves to work together in unity, that we can achieve more. What are some of your suggestions to help us get to that level of getting our young leaders to join us and move forward together?
Well, we have to find out what interests them today. We can tell them the successes that we've had, and they can learn from that because we all learn from history. But they need to deploy that in a way that is in today's world. And so it's going to take us working together, them informing us of where they're coming from, us helping them get to where they want to be, and not being judgmental.
And what do you feel is one thing that you would say for our current membership to do to get involved?
Embrace and internalize that theme of commitment, unity, and self-reliance. If we do that, and everything that we do should be undergirded by that, and I think that we can make it. We're doing a pretty good job here in this section, but you can always be better. And we know that our big shortcoming is getting those 20 to 30-year-olds to come in and join us. Maybe we should be starting at 18.
Yeah, I love that you say that, and that you're open to embrace our younger generation so they understand where we come from and how we're moving forward. Give us some highlights about the chapter that are really profound in the section.
Well, I may be biased, but I think there's always been something unique about us. We have a lot of creativity. We always were ahead of the pack. We seem to be starting and doing things that nobody else was doing. And it drew a lot of different types of women with different skills and abilities to the organization. For example, we are the one section across the country that has the most elected officials in our section. We are the one section across the country that had a youth program that captured the attention of our national president, who wanted to nationalize that program and have it all over the country. We didn't achieve that objective, but it got more people working with youth programs, and we have been involved with youth since we started.
That is so wonderful, very, very wonderful, and just to hear the passion that you have for the organization and how you're still here. How long have you been a member of NCNW?
Since the beginning, 50 years.
Wow.
50 years.
Amazing.
And I still love it because it doesn't leave any women out. You can have an MD, a PhD, or no D. Just come into the National Council of Negro Women. This is the organization that will teach you leadership skills, give you the opportunity to practice those leadership skills. All of the women we talked about, the elected officials, they all started here as young women and learned those kinds of skills that they've employed and succeeded at.
And most of them have gone to
Absolutely. And that is one of our legacies. And these young people that we can bring in today, 30 years from now, they will be the legacy of the National Council of Negro Women.
What is your hope for the Inland Empire section as we are celebrating our 50th anniversary as we move forward? What would you say how you want the legacy to continue?
I want it to always be relevant to the needs of the times that they find themselves in. And that way our legacy will be ongoing. It will just pass through from one generation to the next. Take this organization, this great idea of Mrs. Bethune, and run with it and take it into the future.
Yes. Anything closing you'd like to say?
Well, I want to congratulate you and the people putting this together. This is the future. This interview, the way you're going about promoting our 50th anniversary celebration, all of that shows that we are still working towards that future. So I think the NCNW is in good hands.
Thank you so much. I love being a part of the organization. I love the wisdom that you bring to the organization along with everyone that's involved. So I hope that everyone will attend and learn a little bit more about the Inland Empire National Council. When I'm doing a speaking engagement about leadership, this is a question I always ask. What do you want people to say after you have left a room? People won't remember what you said, but they will remember how you made them feel. When you lead with love, your legacy lives on.